Unless you've been living under a rock, then you know that El Festival del Habano 23rd edition ran from the 27th of February to the 3rd of March 2023. And amongst the live music, gastronomy, and the best of the Cuban culture, there have been some new cigar releases, including the limited edition COHIBA ESPLÉNDIDOS GRAN RESERVA and the BOLÍVAR New Gold Medal, which in my opinion looks beautiful. So let's explore those releases and let's see what the community got up to. El Festival del Habano is an annual event that celebrates the art of cigar making, and it brings together some of the most influential people in the cigar industry. The event has been held in Havana, Cuba since 1998, and it has become one of the most highly anticipated cigar events in the industry. It not only brings people from everywhere, from around the world, who love cigars, who have a passion for cigars, to one place, but it also holds a few workshops and tours around the factories. All of this is intended to teach and for the attendees to learn about cigar making and about the industry. Another great highlight of this event is that you, as an attendee, you are able to sample some of these limited edition cigars that sometimes are going to be released at the event, or maybe they're just limited cigars that are very hard to find and are special, and they're using it for the event. Overall, the Festival del Habano is a must attend for anybody who loves cigars or the art of cigar making. I really want to go, but it is a bit pricey, and unless I get invited, I want to wait until the channel grows a bit, maybe in a year time or 2 years time, when the channel is big enough so that it is worth my investment, and that anything that I put up in the channel from that event gets seen by a lot of people. So make sure you subscribe and share the channel, because growing the channel will also give me opportunities to go to this event and other events around the world, where I could share some, behind the scenes and talk to some of the manufacturers and all of this. That will be really nice for the channel and for the community. But let's start with some of these cigar releases, which some of them are really cool. Now, some of these releases were brand new lines of brand new cigars that haven't been seen before. Other ones were like this one, where La Gloria Cubana is already an established brand, and all they're doing is just adding a new size, a new vitola to that brand. And in this case, it was a new Robusto, a size that is already being used in other lines of Habanos, like for example the Hoyo de Monterrey Epicure Especial. And this TURQUINOS is a 141 millimeters by 50, and is a parejo size known as El Gordito. This will be offered in boxes of 10, and the prices and release dates, they haven't been published. But this is a minor release, so basically La Gloria Cubana is getting a new size added to the line of cigars. Nothing's plain about a new blend or anything, so we're not quite sure. All we know is that it's 141 millimeters long by 50 ring gauge, and is a parejo and a gordito, similar to the Epicure Especial. So let's see when it comes out. Hopefully I'll be able to review it in the channel. But the next cigar, that one is brand new. From what I saw and from what I understand, there was a big emphasis on this new release, and that's because Habanos is taking a well-established, well-recognized brand like Partagas, and they've now created Línea Maestra. Línea Maestra is going to be the ultra premium line of Partagas, and it's very similar to what they've done with COHIBA and Vejique, and Romeo and Julieta with Línea de Oro. So what they're doing is they're turning the premium cigars into ultra premium cigars, and they've created now this Línea Maestra, which I looked at some pictures online, and the cigar looks beautiful. Now, the premium line of Partagas has been created to pay tribute to the unique origen, the learning and tradition that will turn into a rito, and the maestro, who makes it possible to create a masterpiece of Habanos enthusiasts. Now, from this little poem that they've created, what they've done is they've used the words that, they've used the names of these cigars. And we have Maestro, which is going to be a 132 millimeters by 56 ring gauge. We have Origen, which will be 154 millimeters by 46 ring gauge. And we have Rito, which is 168 by 52. Now, from what we know, they're going to be released in boxes of 20, but as you might have guessed, we don't know when or how much. What I'm guessing is this being ultra premium and the Vejiques being ultra premium and Serie de Oro is going to be between those prices. So we will just have to wait and see, but I am really looking forward to this cigar. This is another one of the cigars that Habanos in this Festival del Habano 23rd edition did a big emphasis on its release. There was a big show, a lot of pictures, and this cigar is inspired by golf or made for people who enjoy playing golf. Or like Habano says, it is for those who enjoy smoking cigars on the outdoors. It is gonna join the Montecristo subline of open subline, which is the Eagle, Regatta, Master, and Junior. And these are all names that could be achieved in golf by winning the PGA Championship, the US Open, the Open Championship, and the Masters. The Montecristo Open line was released in 2009, and now we have joining this Open Slam, which will be a 142mm by 52 ring gauge. It will be a new vitola known as Idílicos, which appears to be a new vitola for the Cuban cigar world. It will be released in boxes of 15 and 20 cigars. Now, same as the other ones, we don't know how much or when they're going to be released. But I want to know something. Are you a outdoors cigar smoker? And if you are, do you find any difference between a normal cigar or one of these opens? Are they better? Anything special? Let me know in the comments below. I am really intrigued if you are a regular smoker of the open line and if you see any differences. These two cigars are not as special, but they are a bit special because they are kind of like a limited edition. Not so far as because of the quantities, but because of the places they're going to be sold. These cigars are only going to be sold in La Casa del Habano and Habanos Specialist. Now, the difference between La Casa del Habano and Habanos Specialist is that they're both franchises, okay? Independent franchises. But to become a La Casa del Habano, which is basically the cigar stores that are representing the culture and everything that is Habanos, to obtain that license, they have to go through very specific qualifications and requirements. Some of these requirements are even, they go as far as which humidor they can use and what decorations and lounge features they can have. The good thing is that when you gain the license of La Casa del Habano, you not only gain access to all the regular productions of Habano cigars, but you're also going to gain access to those limited editions La Casa del Habano, like we have here. If you don't want to go through all the requirements and become La Casa del Habano, then you can also just become a Habanos Specialist. Now, it's not as hard, and they're expected to promote the culture and the prestige, but they're not required to meet the qualifications or the strict requirements of La Casa del Habano. The cigars that have been launched and going to be joining will be the PARTAGÁS Aliado, which measures 167mm by 45 ring gauge, and is a vitola known as Delirios. This is also a new vitola for the cigar world. The Aliados will be offered in boxes of 20 cigars, which Habanos describe as a special cabinet. Then we have the ROMEO JULIETA CUPIDOS, which measure 148mm by 55 ring gauge. This is in a vitola called Veronas, and this too is a new size for Habanos. Though a new figurado shape, it will be offered in 20 count boxes. So these two cigars are new vitolas for the Habanos world, and they're going to be limited editions to the La Casa del Habano or Habanos Specialist. Not precisely as in quantity, but just limited as in the places that are going to be sold. This is a new cigar again for Habanos, but this time it comes to Vegueros, to the very fortunate Vegueros. And you might ask yourself, why am I saying fortunate? And that's because most of the Habano brands are manufactured in Havana. but no Vegueros. Vegueros are manufactured in Pinar del Rio, which is best known as Cuba's premier growing region, and it is located at the western part of the island. The Vegueros CENTROGORDOS will measure 100mm by 54 ring gauge. This is a new vitola for the Cuban cigar world, and it will be called CENTROGORDOS within Cuba's former vitola naming system. Like other Vegueros, and unlike all the other Habanos, this will come in tin boxes of 16 cigars, instead of the wooden boxes that we normally see with Habanos. And again, I don't know the price or the release date, but all I can say is that I really enjoy the Vegueros. They are a great quality cigar, great performance, and they normally have a great price. So keep your eyes open for those CENTROGORDOS because I think they're going to be really nice. The Bolivar Gold Medal is not a new cigar, since it was discontinued in 2011. But it used to come in a vitola called Cervantes, which is 165mm long by 42 ring gauge. Now in comparison, the new Bolivar Gold Medal is going to be released in a vitola known as the PARTAGÁS, and this is 165mm long, which is the same as before, but it will be 48 ring gauge in comparison to the 42 that it used to be. The other change or update that they've done is the previous one also had the foil, the gold foil wrapping the cigar. Now the new one will also have that, but it's going to be embossed with the word Bolivar all the way around. So it's going to look much better, and it's going to be a bit of a thicker cigar. And I know these cigars are going to go really fast because collectors are going to go crazy for it. And first of all, they're going to be probably be released at a high price, and then collectors and everybody's going to go crazy, buy loads of them, and then the price will skyrocket. So it is a bit of a shame because I would like to at least get my hands in 2 of them. One so that I could smoke and review and talk a bit more about it. This cigar has a long history. The Bolivar brand has a very long history. Simon Bolivar, everything behind it is, you know, it'd be nice to do a full review of this cigar. And it's a shame because I know it will be really hard to get my hands off, but out of all the cigars in this list, this is one of those that I would like to try. Lucky were the people that went to the event, because people like Yasim on Instagram, we can see that he enjoyed these cigars, you know, in the festival. In the festival, the attendees received a case that contained 2 of these cigars, and when you look at them side by side, they just look beautiful. Yasim here is really enjoying it. I would really like to do a review of them, but maybe when I visit the festival in a year or 2 years, or if I'm lucky to be able to purchase 1 or 2 here in the UK, I will definitely do a review of this. Now, from all the cigars released, and apart from the Bolivar that I think looks beautiful and I want to try, this is a cigar that I really want to try. And that's because from all the cigars that have been released, this is the only one that has some age. These COHIBA ESPLÉNDIDOS are made with tobaccos entirely from the COSECHA, from the harvest of 2017. So all the tobaccos of that blend are from 2017, which makes it a GRAN RESERVA. And all the tobacco here has been aged for 5 years before the cigars were rolled. Now, if you are a subscriber of the channel, or if you know me, you know that I really prefer a cigar that has aged tobacco. And that's because when the cigars have been aged properly in the curing houses and the whole process has been done, especially for 5 years, when you smoke a cigar like this, all the impurities, the ammonia, everything of all of those horrible things are gone. And you are going to smoke, especially if you take your time, if you sit back with a couple of friends, you're going to smoke the true flavor of those leaves, the true blend that the master blender created for you. No ammonia, no impurities, nothing like that. That only comes with good aging. And 5 years of aging is perfect for a Habano cigar, in my opinion. This is a cigar that I would like to smoke. It has the aging, it has, you know, hopefully the quality, And I would like to smoke this with a couple of friends, not just to review it. This is a cigar that I will actually like to enjoy. You know, sit back, couple of friends, great conversation. This is the cigar for that. The COHIBA Espléndidos are a Gran Reserva, so the letter G and R will be added to the band that is just below the COHIBA band. And like the regular Espléndidos, this Gran Reserva will be 172mm by 47 ring gauge. These Gran Reservas, as well as using aged tobacco that on this occasion is 5 years, it also comes in specially decorated boxes that will be numbered and limited to 5,000 boxes. If you thought the Bolivar Gold Medal is a hard to get cigar, then this one is going to be even harder. Being limited edition to 5,000 boxes worldwide is going to make it really hard to get. Prices are going to skyrocket. So although out of all the releases, this is the one that I want to try the most because I want to enjoy it, I think it will be the hardest for me to get. But we will see. Maybe the channel will grow and I'll be able to afford these crazy prices of Habanos. Apart from the cigars, Habanos also released some humidors. There was a humidor for H. Chapman with 340 cigars, a Joya de Monterrey with 375 cigars, a Romeo Julieta with 395 cigars, which is a humidor inspired by Shakespeare's play with a Gothic style, symbolizing vicissitudes, family conflict, and romance. There was also a 400 cigar humidors for PARTAGÁS, and a beautiful collaboration with Stu DuPont and Montecristo, which by the way, they recently also released the Montecristo L'Esprit. And talking about DuPont, there will be a lot of DuPont content coming on the channel, so make sure you subscribe if you like DuPont. There'll be reviews, unboxings, how-tos, many things from DuPont. There was also a COHIBA humidor with 500 Habanos, and this was made to pay tribute to the timely character of luxury intrinsic to COHIBA. And another collaboration was revealed, but this time it wasn't a humidor, it was a watch. Habanos and Audemars Piguet go together and created the Code 1159, a private donation watch with black smoke sapphire dial. Hopefully they will release more info on this piece, but it looks amazing. Wow, what a long video. I haven't done a long video like this in a long time, and I've really enjoyed it. All the research, going through pictures, going through everybody, asking many questions. It was really enjoyable. But I want to know if this is the kind of videos you guys like as well. Videos about news, events, and new releases. Let me know in the comments below if this is something that is appealing to you, because I'm happy to make them. And if you want to watch them, then just let me know so I know I can continue to making them. If you enjoyed this video, if you found it useful, give it a thumbs up, share it with some of your friends. But if you are going to buy one of these cigars, or if you were lucky to be at the event and you've tried any of these cigars, let me know in the comment below. I really want to know if you've tried any of these cigars already, or which one are you going to chase. Will it be one of the Bolivar Gold Medal? Will it be the new PARTAGÁS line? Let me know which one are you going to be chasing and which one you want to try yourself. If you like this video, maybe you want to watch a bit more, here I leave you my latest video, my playlist, and in the meantime, don't forget to smoke less, smoke the best.